So another thing I would do to produce good humans, there are thousands of things you can do. Some of these things, or maybe all of these things, you evil people would not like. But it has to be done. You want a good life, right? So would you not do it? I mean, unless you want to live in a bad life. That's that. As for me, I want a good life, so fuck you people. I won't be letting you stupid bastards stop me. I will not let you give me a bad life that you want to live in. Uh, as long as you want to live in a bad life, you're my enemy. And that's that. You better stay out of my way, though. If anybody gets in my way, it will not be good. One day I will leave this entire world, and I'm going to be a very strong individual. You'll be surprised. I can promise that. You don't know it now, but someone's going to get a rude awakening. It's going to be a surprise, and it will be very scary. I feel bad for whoever that idiot is. I can already sense it. I can already tell. I imagine this all the time. I feel bad for that faggot. But whoever it'll be, let them be an example. You stupid people have no idea. You doubt too much. And when you doubt, you get surprised. The only people to be surprised are those who doubt. People who don't doubt are never surprised. They are thinkers. They thought about it. They use their fucking brains, unlike you others. Anyway, some of you people I don't believe truly want a good world. Because some of the things that you realize is not included in a good world, you indulge in those things a lot. And you've gained attachment to it. And you don't want to let it go. Like guns, for example. But no offense to people who hold weapons. I'm not going to get on that. But let me tell you, a good world does not have guns. I don't believe it. It wouldn't have something that kills something. That's just what I believe. Now, it's a perfectly good world. Not just a good world, but a perfectly good world does not hold guns. A perfectly good world does not have something that kills something else. At least if it's meant to do that. So, and not for food. If it's meant to do it not for food, then yeah. But some will disagree. It's all right. I'll touch on subjects like that some other time. But teenagers have a lot of attachment to bad things that if we got rid of these bad things, they would not be bad teenagers. Thus not bad people of our newer generation, future generation. And our current generation is bad due to bad influences. Now, this is important because when people are bad people, well, we live in a bad world. You guys make up this world, humans do. They make up this world more than animals do, not due to population, but control. And just being a leader does not mean you're the only one in control. You're in control, all of you. If you just judge someone or you deal with someone, you're in control. You can make someone's life happy or a living hell. If you can do that, you're in control. You might blame them and say, well, they allowed me to do it. Either way, you're in control. And so are they. Someone can come up to you and punch you in the face. They controlled your life for a moment to give you agony. Whether it hurt or not, or it just annoyed you, they had control. If they did not do that, you'd be living an okay day. You'd have an okay day. I mean, it wouldn't be violent. So that's what I mean. That's a harsh example, but that's how all of this works. We have control, just as citizens. Like anything we do can affect someone else. That's just how it is. When you go to work, you especially have control. The way you make a product and you serve it to someone else, that is in your hands. Their success and their satisfaction with that product is in your hands. So we all have some sort of control here, and there's no way it can be taken away from us. But some just have more control than others. That's all that is. That being said, if people are bad people, such as bad influences, people who only want to smoke, only want to have sex, demonic things like that. Things that I am probably number one against, I guess. This is what gives us a bad world, among many other things. But those are the kinds of people who are more likely to do crime, don't forget. And that's why we don't feel safe. We live in a bad world because of our crime. And some of these people can be the type of people who gain control, bigger control, such as politic positions and things like that, presidency and all that. Being a boss, that's a big thing. And we obviously know why this world is bad because of that. We don't like our lifestyles and how we are being controlled through how we are to live financially and family-wise. Hell, your mom and dad, they have control over whether or not your life will be good. You'll wish you had a good mom and dad if you have a bad family relationship with them. So that is included in bad people who were not raised properly, who were not influenced properly either, your mom and dad. So it is a big deal to make sure that people have a good attitude, a good personality, and make sure that they are good people. But it's not helping with demonic entertainment. Say if you were to influence these teenagers to be better people and be kinder and to have wisdom and to care about one another and not just themselves, you'd say that we would live in a much better world, don't you think? This would be much better. Now, there's more to this that affects. Um, it's not just they're kind and they treat people with respect in public. In that generation, should hypothetically our kids have been like that. But it's more so if any of them with that kind of mindset were to be in a position of control, such as presidency or politics or being your boss, your manager, then that would be different. That'd be even bigger, right? I mean, that would be like they would have control, but you would like that person. That's the kind of person you want to have control. Instead, we now have ghetto kids who believe in this word savage that they use. They believe in this harsh attitude, and they believe in reputation. It's literally all these stupid fucking teenagers think about is reputation, reputation, being the cool kid and being hardcore. They also have very harsh mentalities, and the way they speak is very sexual and very harsh. It's very like there's the bullying. I mean, we used to complain about bullying. They were complaining about bullying in the early 2000s like crazy, and it wasn't even as deep. The bullying now has just risen, if that's a word, times 4. Like it is way greater than it ever has been. And now it's among adults. You fucking adults are bullying. You're not in a classroom being able to do it. I'm sure that's happening a lot still too. But you're on social media being able to do it. And this is really what this conversation is mostly about. There's a lot of things we have to take away to be able to make someone a good person so that they're not influenced to do bad things and have a bad mentality. Don't forget that the same people with bad mentality, these teenagers and things like that you guys are giving a pass, you're letting them be shitty, are the same people who will soon be cops, who will soon be teachers of your kids, principals and whatnot, who will soon be a pastor of a church. And listen, just because they have some of these positions doesn't mean they've changed. It does not mean they've changed. It just meant that they qualified for the position. Some people do change, and thus they think about being a pastor and things like that, which is nice, or a teacher. But some people, which is holy shit, majority of you savage fuckers, you selfish people, care about money. And you want to make money, so you say, okay, I'll do what fits my body, what I'm mostly good at. Some of you are so fucking fucked up that you will think, well, I like to travel, so I'm going to be in the Marines. Now think about that. Like, nowadays people treat that like it's fun, like it's okay. Okay, you want to travel? Join the Marines. And it's like, last time I checked, I thought being in the Marine meant you gotta fucking risk your life and be on and hold a gun. You gotta make sure you don't shoot your own comrades in the back, your own soldiers. You have to make sure you protect them. You have to be full heart on that battlefield. You can't just do it for the damn money. You're sitting here and you gotta lay your life down for your own country. Now that's a lot of heart that you have to have. You can't just think, oh, I wanna serve my own family. You gotta serve millions of families in your own country. This is a bigger deal than just wanting to travel. But see, this is our problem. I mean, it's a problem after another, connecting to another problem. But hey, it's a big source, and I know all of it. I got it all now. I've been thinking about this shit long enough to see you fuckers mess up, and but I'm not lying. So many people just think, hey, join the military. Join the military. You want to travel? Join the military. I've been getting this a lot, and I don't understand. How dare someone try to tell me to do something that is life threatening? Try to tell me to do something that's life threatening against me, and not just me, but to trust me that I will lay my life down for this country, which I will. That's something I definitely will do one day. But if they don't even know me, and all I said I want to travel, that doesn't mean join the military. But you people do not, you people don't take anything seriously. You forgot the meaning of everything. The meaning of love, the meaning of sex, the meaning of being a soldier, the meaning of having a warrior mentality, and the meaning of being a leader. My goodness. You guys have forgotten the meaning of life. You do not know what life means. You have to sit down and rethink what all this stuff around you actually mean. To realize what you did and said wrong. Because I've had too many innocent people, too many, that actually forgot that the meaning of being a soldier, and they suggested it to me, all because I just said I want to travel. I didn't say anything about holding a gun, or I really want to shoot the enemy, or I really hate who we oppose right now, who our country opposes. I would never say anything like that, but someone would still suggest such a thing to me. So again, don't forget that these are the kinds of people who are getting in the military. These are the kinds of kids growing up to do that. And a lot of kids have a very shitty mentality. Nothing of the greater good, but they're heavily influenced by social media and entertainment, bad entertainment, American entertainment. And they are then, with that mindset, which you guys know you don't fucking trust, getting into jobs that are controlling you people in any sort of way, even in a low-class manner. If they're your server or they're cooking the food in the back, they're getting in these positions and dealing with your shit, dealing with your head, your heart. How you feel is based on how someone else treats it sometimes. You have a bigger say in that, how you treat it for sure. But you're always going to deal with people, so you can't run away from how someone else treats your heart too. And this would help make our life better if everybody had a cleaner mindset. To be honest, it doesn't start with our lower generation. It starts with that when it comes to the future. Right now, if you want a good life right now, that starts with you fuckers. You adults out there. You people who are already doing this. It starts with you. That said, one thing I would do if I was leader, I would modify this social media and start censoring immediately. What happened to censorship? You guys have fucking abandoned censorship a long time ago, and it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And why? There's no reason to do that. I know that censorship sucks on porno, and I know it sucks on like cartoons like Adult Swim, or it sucks on gory real life instances that dealt with blood or death or something like that. Things like that are important to see. All right, if it's just a cartoon, I mean, there's no sense in censorship. There really isn't. That does nothing to the mind. We need to attack what hurts the mind, and making our kids be bad people, getting into positions that we know we criticize them for once they grow up and get into those positions of life, especially the leadership role. And one thing we know is that a lot of teenagers are learning from social media. And social media is allowing people to be fucking ratchet. It is. It's allowing people to talk mad trash, to say things that are super foul and sexual. And I'm sorry to say, but boy, Our world would be better if it didn't do that. If it did not allow that, there wouldn't be that would knock off another big piece of influence that is tearing our children down, our teenagers down. Why not give birth to good people who are just clean and that do not speak with a sexual language, that do not speak with a violent language, that do not always speak harshly. And I know I speak harshly, but I only do it when I explain how harsh you people are. When I explain how dumb you are, I can only find a heavy word to truly tell the truth at how bad it is. You guys are worse than you think, and I can't express it any other way unless I punched you in the face and gave you hell. That's the only way, because that's the hell you guys bring in this world. You just don't know it because it's like you don't care enough to know it. If you cared about the world enough to know it, though, you'd realize how much it hurt. So, our kids are learning from the dangerous social media, which is extremely inappropriate. But it's not like it's the curse words. Curse words don't do anything. They're just heavy words anyway. It's more so the style of how they speak. Like, for example, sexual language. It was never bad, this bad 20 years ago. I always say things like that. It was never bad, this bad 20 years ago. It's the best piece of proof that I can possibly give is that 20 years ago, I know I was 5, but at least when I was 10, I was able to know what I was looking at. And around when I'm like, hell, even a teenager, I'd say at 13, I was never seeing people talk like this the way we do now. We were sexual, we wanted to have sex, but it was not as easy to get it, and it was not something that was always on, well, it was always on my mind. But it was never something that was always on everybody's mind. Like, it was never like all about, like, life was all about sex. It was not this big culture that it is now. It's gotten even more intense. And obviously, it was always bad, but it's gotten even more intense, like fast. In fact, it's quite interesting. I don't know if anyone disbelieves in the idea of saving the world fast, but you know what? This world sure did become a piece of shit fast. And I believe in the idea of this world changing very quickly, as fast as it did when it became bad. So, if it can become so evil so quickly year after year, why can't it become good quickly year after year? We are not making any sort of course we're not making progress, but that's because we're not doing anything. Something needs to happen right now. Not a law. Yeah, laws, of course, but something needs to happen within our own people right now. But yeah, there needs to be a big law on the idea that social media censor some of this bad influencing things. And I think one of those things would be the sexual talk. It's going to have to just cut that out. I just don't believe in it anymore. When someone says something sexual, it pisses me off because I know that, okay, this is another big piece of influence making these stupid teenagers think that it's okay to indulge in this. And the adults are already corrupt, so they already think that it's okay. We have to censor things like that from social media. If I was leader, I would make that a law. I would do something about that. Facebook, YouTube, man, I would get the big guns. I don't know if these are American-made companies though. I think Facebook is, but YouTube, I'm not sure. But I would do some kind of censorship. It would have you just have to do it. There's no other way. And obviously, you can do many other things next to that. Should it be a bad idea? But this is one thing. If they did not speak so sexually, they wouldn't be so caught up in that. We'd have less STDs and more travelers in this world. More people who look up to things more than just sex all day long. And when they do that, look up to more things, they, you never know. They find answers to life. Those are smarter people. Those are people who we do want as leaders. When they're smarter like that, when they think about things other than just sex all day. That's what these teenagers think about. Sex and drugs and weed. That's all they do. If we know that that's all they do, you're gonna let that fucking happen continuously? If I'm leader, I'm not letting these fucking teenagers think that they can do whatever they want. I would not let that happen continuously. But yeah, that's what I think. I think social media is just too dirty, and they need to censor that. They need to censor that or ban users who are constantly using that kind of language constantly. It doesn't have to be curse words or anything. That I'm not saying censor curse words, or it could work, but I'm not saying that the usage of cursing is really what's the bad influence. It's their formation of their sentences. It would be pretty neat that if people were to report those kinds of inappropriate comments and things like that, and memes and anything related to sexuality and the idea of sluts and whores, because people are now embracing that now, that slut whore nature. There's a lot of people, especially ghetto people, who are embracing that nature, making memes on that or liking memes that have been created by others and passing those memes around. That's crazy. That's population right there. That's how you populate shit. When you make a meme and it gets passed around, that meme is hitting multiple people, and multiple people are constantly passing and spreading the word of that meme. Damn, that's big influence to the maximum. That's how fast this world can be evil or good. But man, we chose evil, and that's how quick it's going to get bad. It's going to be really, really bad. And all of that, memes like that, pictures and posts that are horrible influences that get passed around, will surely reach millions of people. And it's going to keep happening, one after the other. That, and the influence is only going to get quicker as social media becomes this smart. It will only get faster as it reaches all of your kids and you. So that type of thing would have to be slowed down. Like I would surely try to do something about inappropriate memes and inappropriate comments. I really think that would help support the mindset of these teenagers so they can think a bit cleaner and not dirty.